Hi, students and parents of class of 2022. There's been an interesting development for a small group of you, and I'll define that group right now. Those of you right now are under a lot of stress trying to apply for early action for Eastern Selective College. Make sure it's really early action, or it could be a new thing they have called restrictive early action. And a lot of you who are applying for multiple restricted early action colleges might become very disappointed very soon. So let's really understand what's going on with this restrictive early action. Before I start that, I should digress. In the past, there have been only really three types of admission plans for colleges. Regular decision, where you wait till December or January. Okay. We had early decision, which is an earlier date, usually November, sometimes December, where if you get accepted to the school, you have to go there. Okay, so I never really recommend early decision at all. I think one time in my whole 20 years that I allow that or encourage it. There was a good reason for that one. But then we also had early action, where you could apply early, like some schools still are this way. Howard University, Hampton. You could apply early. There's others too, like LMU, I think. Some of the Christian colleges, you can apply early. And if you get in, the admission is not binding. You don't have to go to the school. Okay. That's how that works. Well, now we have a new thing called restrictive early action. And I want you to be careful, parents, about it and really know what it is, because I don't know whether the counselors know about this. I'm just not sure whether they know about, because I've seen some of the lists that even some of the private school counselors have approved, and I see multiple restrictive early action schools. And I better make sure you know what that means. Let's get into this now. Let me share with you some screens I've been looking at. Let's look first at Harvard. When you go into Harvard's website, you can Google any college and just say admission timelines, and you'll get a screen like this. Just look around the screen over here. It said timeline. That's how I got here. Then you see they're telling you the different admissions: regular admission, then restrictive early action, or REA. Let's go in and look. Well, let's look at the description. It's restrictive early action. Applying to Harvard, and all of them are the same as this. I'm not going to have to read them all. Applying to Harvard under restrictive early action program empowers you to make a college choice early. You can follow me right here. Early applicants apply by November 1st, right? And hear from us by mid-December. If your record and accomplishments have been consistently strong over time, restrictive early action may be an attractive choice. You don't have to commit to coming to Harvard, but you will learn earlier if it's an option for you. Seems pretty good, but there's a statement in here that's not true. If you were to say, it's up here somewhere. Maybe it's on the next page. What is restrictive early action? So here it is. Restrictive early action is a non-binding early program. I submit to you that that's a half truth. It could be binding, depends on what your college list is. It depends on how you're approaching the college process. Watch. It's a non-binding program. I question that, meaning that if you are admitted, you are not obligated to enroll and have until May 1st to decide. If you apply to Harvard under our restrictive early action program, may also apply early to non-binding public or foreign colleges, but you may not apply early to private colleges. So if you're applying to several early restrictive ones and you get into 2 or 3, what are you going to do? You're not supposed to be applying to more than one. It really ends your search on all those schools. You got to pick one. So why are you applying to all those? It's a lot of work getting it in early. You cannot apply, cannot accept attendance or enrollment at any other private college. You aren't supposed to apply. All right, you're really not supposed to apply. Forgive me, I have a bit of a cold. So similarly, you may apply to an early decision 2 program or a private early admission program after you receive admission decision. See, they said decision. They mean if you were told you can't attend, then you're released. That's not really clear there, is it? If you get in, they already told you. You're coming here, no other private college. Public or foreign enrolling admission programs allowed at any time if non-binding. So if you don't get accepted, then that's when you do that. This is not clearly written. Some schools apply you to apply prior to our decision date, right? REA decision date, like you already put in the application, and then you apply to another one. You may do so only if it's a public school. You cannot apply to any other private colleges. So once you do restrictive early action, you really can only do it once or none. I recommend no restrictive early actions. Just relax, spread your applications out for regular decision, spread them out throughout November and December. Without stress, you can apply to them. Okay, I just don't want to see you get caught up in that restrictive early action business. Now, of course, Harvard is that way. That was Stanford, actually, right? Yeah, oh, that was Harvard. Okay, good. Same is true at Princeton, you'll find. Look at Princeton. Princeton has another name for it, single choice early action. And it's the same thing. Same thing when you read about it. Go to these pages and ask for the deadlines of these, Google the deadlines of the schools. Stanford's the same way. It's the same way when you read about it down here. Let's see. The policy, it's Stanford's policy. If you apply to Stanford with the decision plan of early, why do they write this way? If you apply a restrictive early action decision plan of, come on, you may not apply to any other private college. How can they're very clear. You can't do any applications. For example, if you do restrictive early action to Stanford and you do early action to Howard University and they admit you at Stanford, you cannot go to Howard. It's over. You should never have applied to Howard. So if you call them and complain, they'll say, hey, you agreed not to apply to Howard. And see, they're not clear about this. Therefore, I think we got to cut all this early applications to these selective private schools. You got to keep your choices open. Don't do restrictive early action. I don't like early decision at all. A lot of this early action stuff is just stressful to students. It's just stress too early. Just spread them out and apply regular decision over the entire period. Okay, I hope that helps. Watch out for restrictive early action. Now, if you have any questions, email me at holythinkers@gmail.com. Finally, if this video was helpful to you, please like it and then subscribe to our channel to get further alerts. God bless you. Bye-bye now.